Ship. Modules. Only the one flag. And obviously consumables as well. Commander, same build. There's no point in running Yamamoto, because they do nothing of his procs in operations, unfortunately. Maybe Wargaming will change that, probably not. But, trying to see if we can get some actually good gameplay. Let's see what we get. Preferably Hermes or Cherry Blossom, because those two have some pretty interesting map positionings you can exploit. Hermes is really difficult. Like, if you're trying to play Harugumo to its fullest extent, it is actually so difficult to do on Hermes. Like, you have to play really well and get everything right, and then even then you still have to luck out. Okay, so Ultimate Frontier. This is fantastic. We're going to torpedo cheese the destroyers. Okay, so we're going to torpedo. What we're going to do is we're going to need to immediately torpedo reload boost. Our aim point, in this case, we don't need to care where we aim. We have 6 torpedoes, 67 knot speed. Our torp angle just needs to go here, like the furthest to the left torp angle, just in front of this island. We launch at 1953. Okay. So 7 seconds into the game, reload boost. Okay, great, fantastic. Reload is ready. We have our angle just north of this island. 1954, 1953. Launching. Torps are out. Now, those have a 90 to 95% chance of hitting both DDs. As long as you do not push the DDs. Look, those DDs will run for one of 2 reasons. 1, they take damage. 2, any allied ship gets within 6 kilometers of them. That is why sometimes you will see the destroyers turning away before they're even spotted. If someone tries to rush this way, or like down here, they'll get close enough to the DDs will start running. There is nothing you can really do about that. Just ask your team not to grief by not pushing the DDs. That is an easy kills right there. Alright. You should always be doing that, which is also why I love the legendary mod for that extra torpedo reload boost. You can use it at the very start of the game, and you can do cheeses like that, which you could do if you have Superintendent, but then you're wasting 3-point commander skill for what the legendary mod gives you. But you should run full concealment. Don't run full concealment in operations unless you're doing stealth torping. Operations does not play like randoms. Do not play it like randoms. Like, legitimately. That's two totally different games, 2 totally game modes, different gameplay. Like, don't try to compare one to the other, right? Playing against people, you have to play. You have to abide by the meta, more or less. Operations, you can abuse the AI if you know how to, by doing stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, come down here. We're going to torpedo the Colorado. We're going to double torp. And then we're going to come down around here. We're going to station over here, early cheese the carrier. And then after that, we're going to run up over here and then stay situated for a little bit. Try to figure out what's going on, where the spawns are at, and see what we can do from there. We could be shooting. We are going to... Well, we could use this smoke, but that's Salem. We want to stay outside of 8.5. We're going to send 2 salvos off. I did not lead properly. Well, that's unfortunate. Ideally, if I had actually aimed properly and not potatoed on my aim, may have gotten some fires there. Torpedo, reload boost. We have 2 left. We have used 2. We have 2 left. There we go. And we look for a fire on the Colorado. Don't worry about the North Carolina. North Carolina will be dealt with, I'm assuming, by the Iowa Reproisen. Our Iowa is pushing out. The Benson is going to torp nuke him. We have our fire. Iowa needs to not push. He needs to angle in, or yeah. Oh, okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's a-okay. That is Colorado dead. Good stuff. We still have irreparable poison and another poison, so we have enough tanking potential from the team. We have decent damage output too. We have Kitakaze, myself, Harugumo, and a Buffalo. So we should be okay here. So fun fact about this map, until Wargaming changes it, this is how this works. That arrow, okay, first, top left screen, primary objective, okay? Escort 8 of the 10 transport aircraft to the aerodrome. It does not say that you have to keep the aerodrome alive. This can and has happened, and it will continue to happen until Wargaming changes it. If that Benson is allowed, if the team is smart enough to allow the Benson into the base, it will kill the aerodrome. Which sounds like a terrible thing, until you realize the game doesn't count the aerodrome as a loss condition until after the planes have landed. If the Benson kills that aerodrome before the planes land, we don't lose. And we can't lose, because once the planes land, the objective will update, but it doesn't register that the aerodrome's dead. Which means they can't kill the aerodrome when the objective is to prevent it from dying. You could literally run to all the corners of the map, the whole AI will just sit in here, and there's nothing they can do, and you'll never lose. Again, if the team is smart enough to allow the Benson in. It appears that no, they have not permitted the Benson to enter, and so we will actually have to keep the aerodrome alive, which is fine. That is standard for how this map plays out. That is a-okay. We can work with that. We can work without super cheesing. We're already cheesing. We cheese the destroyers. I wouldn't say we cheese the battleship, but we are cheesing the carry, though. And the reason... Okay, so pause real quick. Take 40% of the carrier's health pool, add that to your damage. That's the damage you want to do before you start moving, right? We're going to aim at the carrier. We're going to come to a dead stop. We're going to start firing. We're stopped. We're going to start smoking. We're just going to keep free look. We're going to sit here and keep shooting. Got 87,000 health. Let's call it 40,000. So we're going to go up to 167-ish thousand damage, and then we're going to start running. The carrier will start moving when it has received 40% or more of its health in damage. That is why we are adding 40% to our damage and then aiming for that number. In this case, it's 167. This strategy really only works with the 10 or 12 kilometers torps. Well, on the Kita, the 10 or 12s. On Haru, the 12s. The 8s, you will not be close enough to finish off the carrier with your torpedoes. So what we're going to do is, once we get him down 40%, we're going to start running up kind of this way on the minimap here. And then he is going to turn out like this. And we're going to torp him as he's about to stop his turn. We're at 163. The shells in the air should be enough. We're going to engine boost. We're going to start moving forward. When the carrier gets spotted, the 2 destroyers and cruisers will activate, and they will start moving towards your position. Well, technically, the Sherman will head over here, the Humphreys will head kind of over here, and the Alaska will head kind of over here. They go at like half speed, so they do take their time a bit, but that means that we have time, despite our massive concealment here, or, well, lack of concealment. We do have time to stay within, we want to stay within 11, ideally. Yes, it is 12, but you want to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. So we're kind of angling in. He's still turning. We want to torp half ahead. Because here's the thing. If the team shoots the carrier anymore, he will speed up to full speed. Until that happens, he will stay at half speed. So he is almost finished turning. We'll send one torp set half ahead, second torp set half ahead, and just to guarantee the kill, we're going to start pelting him. See if we can't find out where the other DDs are at. The Sherman, yeah, sure enough, he's over here. The Humphreys, he's kind of like probably over here. Too far away to actually hit us. So we're just going to see if we can't light a fire, maybe. Fantastic. Okay, he's DCP. The torps will finish him off. That is a dead carrier. Notice how he is starting to speed up. Now that he has finished his turn, taking a little bit of extra damage. That's why we torp half ahead. Torpedoes will... Here we go. Oh, shells landed just short, and this is why we double torp. This is why you double torp. Fantastic. Cool. Okay. Now, the benefit of doing this, the reason why we do this is, if you don't, this carrier and its group of 2 DDs and 1 cruiser will start moving out kind of like this between the first and second wave. If you kill the carrier during or between the second wave, then what happens is the cruiser and the 2 destroyers will start heading towards here during the second wave, and shortly after the second wave, you also have to deal with the 3 whiskey destroyers. So you'll have 2 cruisers, a battleship, an extra cruiser, 2 destroyers, and then 3 more destroyers, all rushing the base at the same time. That is wave stacking. We want to try to alleviate some pressure from the team by preventing that wave stacking. So, that is why we went to early carrier. We get the early carrier, that forces the cruiser and the DDs to come up, ideally before or during first wave, which makes the second wave and subsequent third wave, and the whiskey DDs that is in between second and third wave, significantly easier to deal with. So that is why we went to early carrier. We'll sit here. We do have, now, we still have 3 smokes, because we haven't really needed to use our smokes, but we still have smokes. If the team needs the smokes, we have Ledge Mod smoke, so we can absolutely be near the team and kind of make use of it. If I can not potato my aim. There we go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, slowing down maneuvering. No engine. Got cut back. Don't really care about that. That's not ideal, but okay. They can't really kill me. Well, if I choose to let them not kill me. There's the Humphreys. Okay. But he's in the smoke. So we're going to wait. Now, I am the closest one, so they will be shooting me first. And I'm the one that's spotting them. Right? That is why I'm not... so I'm not smoking. I could smoke to keep myself alive. But I will be fine. There's the Humphreys. He's behind the island, so we stay on the Alaska. If I can, again, get my lead. We're watching the planes. First wave, they should be able to have first wave spot handled easily, so we're watching the planes, trying to figure out where the second wave will be. We're going to position ourselves to torp intercept the third wave. Since they're going south, the second wave is down here, which means last wave will spawn over here. So we're going to, after we finish this destroyer and cruiser, we are going to, I need to focus on my aim, we're going to head over to where the Humphreys just passed through. Okay, that is not ideal. We're going to smoke up. Oh, no, I'm inside of radar range. I need to focus on my aim. Okay, yeah. No, 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 please don't. Please do not do this, Alaska. Please overshoot. Woo! And the Preussen is tanking for me. Thank you, Preussen. I probably should have smoked a little bit sooner to take the heat off. Is it okay? Okay, good. Great. For the last part, we don't need very much health as long as we can stay undetected, so we're going to start moving, and we're going to start moving pronto. Yep. There's Preussen. It's 1 DD down. So this is what I was talking about. Second wave, these 2 DDs come in right after this wave is at. So we had first wave and this wave coming in, and then second wave and these come in. These, if we hadn't killed the carrier early, the carrier would be passing through here right now. And if we did kill the carrier to secure the bonus, then the DDs and the cruiser would be attacking with the second wave with the whiskeys. So again, that's why we want to kind of avoid that. We're going a bit too far north. We're going to adjust ourselves here. Going over to D3, D4, that area. Kind of right in here. Because the third wave, when spawning over here, will either go this way or this way. It's a little RNG based. We can set ourselves up in here to torp nuke the battleship, AP down the DDs, and the Austin. The Austin, you can absolutely Citadel the Austin with Harugumo AP. If Seattle wants to actually... Okay, Seattle doesn't want to hold W. I swear, these ships have like some really weird pathings up to the middle. They crawl at like half speed, go down to quarter speed, and then turn, and then they start speeding up. I do need to kill the Seattle though. Seattle's going to have radar closest to me, so he needs to die. Yep, and he's on me, which is fine. This is doable. Oh. I want to stay outside of his radar range, so I'm going to stop here. Can we get the rear turrets off on Missouri? Yes, we can. So we're going to sit here. We're going to get the rear turrets on Missouri. Do what we can. We could torpedo the Missouri, but we already have torps out, and I want to keep my torps for this because the default torpedo reload time is a bit long. Just over 2 minutes. There's the radar. That's why I stayed back here behind this island. Got one fire. Can we get a second? That looks like the Jacksonville. Jacksonville is shooting at us. Second fire is set. We're going to start moving forward. We can get close to this island. They won't be able to shoot us. Good stuff. Okay. Solid damage. Solid damage. Team's done decently well. I mean, minus the Iowa. You don't really push past these islands, okay? You gotta use the islands for cover, please. Like, please use the islands for cover. They are there for a reason. They are on the map for a reason. Please make use of them. Thank you. We're gonna come a little bit further away. We want to be able to use our smoke and not be spotted while we shoot. It's a Puerto Rico and Jacksonville. And a Vermont. Okay. We're gonna greed slightly. We're gonna greed slightly here. Jacksonville's going to start shooting the incomparable. We're gonna get our torps off. Jacksonville's going to nuke us. Immediately DCP so he doesn't break our torps. Okay. There's the radar. Radar is down. We stop. And we're going to start with APing the DDs. We can get some good damage here. We're going to keep going forward. We want to be able to shoot through this cross path here. First set missed the Vermont, yeah, because he turned, or maneuvered, that's fine. We have 1 minute and 40 left. Let's nuke this DD. There is Hydro. That is not ideal. It's coming from the Jacksonville. Let's try to gun down this Jacksonville ASAP. We can keep our Incomparable alive. Incomparable is tanking for us, which is fantastic. Oh, and the Vermont's shooting at us. Okay, Hydro's down, which means the Vermont won't be shooting at us, so we should be fine. Like I said, AP for that, fantastic. We can go ahead and AP this. We can flip on this side. We can just start backing up. No. No. Come on. If Buffalo had his radar, which he does, if Buffalo would radar, that would be ideal. That's fine, though. Do we kill him? Yeah, team kills him. Good stuff. There we go. 460,000 damage, that's not bad. And we did manage to kill all enemy ships before the game timed out. So, good stuff. We used most of our consumables as well. That's really good, right? That's why I don't mind using the torpedo reload boost, and in fact, I encourage you using the torpedo reload boost at the very start of the game. One, your default torpedo is longer than the torpedo reload boost itself, so if you wait for your natural torpedo reload, you have to wait 153 seconds for it to load. Whereas if you immediately reload boost, you have your torps, and 140 seconds later, or 140 seconds into the game, you can torpedo and reload boost and torpedo again, which is 13 seconds sooner than if you wait for your natural reload and then torpedo reload boost and then torpedo again. And as you can see, we didn't really need, like, we didn't need an extra torpedo reload boost there because we wouldn't have the time to wait the full 140 seconds. So, doing what we did, securing what we did, there we go. Poor Iowa. Okay. So here's anyone more than 1500 base XP I compliment. This is really good. Because here's the thing. Let's do, we have 19, 24. Let's pull out. So we're gonna do 1924. We're going to combine all of these base scores. So I can kind of prove a point here about the 1100 base XP that I like to promote for the team to do. Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, if we were to average everyone out, 1300, almost 1400 base XP is what everyone would have. Obviously, some are going to do better than others. If you are performing well, so since this is the median, the average that everyone should get, if you are doing well, you should be doing 1600 base XP, if not more, okay? If you are below this, that's okay, because as one player does better, they are taking damage potential away from their teammates. Therefore, their base XP will go down. So that's why I say 1100. That gives 260 base XP wiggle room for some to do really good and some to do kind of poorly. Well, not poorly. There's a set amount of damage in every single operations game, and that damage is never going to be divided evenly, right? So as one player gets more damage, that takes away damage from other players. Thus, one base XP is going to increase, the other one's going to decrease. Take the median, drop it down a little bit. 1100 base XP is what everyone should be getting at least, okay? So if we were to add 300 base XP and 400 base XP to these two, we could subtract 200, 300, 300, 2, 5, 8. Give this one 3, give this one 4, that's 7. Subtract 800, give 700, 100 left over, and everyone would have 1100 base XP. Right? So, I would, honestly, here's the thing. Look, you can call me salty, you can call me an asshole, I don't really care. This operations is a team-based game mode. All right, you are not playing by yourself. You are not solo here. You have teammates. Your ship has a role. You have your own weight to carry. If you are not carrying your own weight, you are dragging your team down. That is griefing. Okay, please do not grief your team. Try to do well. Doesn't mean you have to get like the most potential out of your ship every single game, but try to do well, please. Okay, this is not acceptable. This is dying that early, not acceptable. Tanking damage, perfectly fine. Getting yourself killed by tanking damage, not fine. Know when to push and tank damage for the team, as battleships should do, but know when to back off and let someone else take the lead. He overextended and thus got himself killed. Because, yeah, that's what the AI does. Again, generally speaking, like I said in the Harugumo game, with the voiced over commentary, The AI is not like asymmetrics. It is not like co-op. They will focus the nearest spotted enemy ship always, or allied spotted ship always, with very few exceptions. Preussen, this map isn't exactly great for battleships. I do think this is a bit low. I'm gonna pass on reporting him. I almost always report people with less than 1,000 base XP. Again, like, this is... It's just low. I mean, you could argue that, like, this Preussen did really well, and so it took away from him. Yeah, sure. You can make that argument. But, like, if this Preussen got this much, why can't this Preussen do that? I mean, that's literally more than half... That's more than double his base XP. Come on. We can do better than that. We can do better than that, people. Anyways, let's go to the detailed report real quick. High explosive, AP, torpedoes. Look at that, torp damage. Fantastic. Gun damage. Fire floods. That's what we're talking about. That is what we like to see. But that is Harugumo on Ultimate Frontier. Y'all enjoy. God bless.